Have you figured out your niche? Are you helping adding value to other people's lives? Then you're in the right place. Welcome to Munira's Musings with your host, co-author of Conversations with Top Real Estate Investors Volume 3, Munira Zahabi.
Greetings from Chicagoland. This is Munira from Munira's Musings. Welcome to another edition. I am very excited because my guest today is an international host, but she lives in my heart of the country that I come from. So she's in Tanzania, she's in Arusha. So thank you, Zhaleh. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you for having me on your show.
You are welcome. Let me tell you a little bit about yourself because I'm really excited about my guest today. I'm Munira Zahabi. I am the niche navigator and I help people get to where they want to be because there's a lot of people who have ideas of where they should be doing something or how they should be doing something, but they don't know how to do that. Also, there's some people so frustrated with what they are doing and they want to be taking the next step in life and they are not sure how to do that. So that's what I do. I have my handy dandy compass and I use that compass to help them navigate to their niche. Munira's Musings is a show that came about when I met different people in the world doing extraordinary things, just creating a lot of content, creating an atmosphere where they were changing people's lives. And I wanted to be a part of that because this allows me to connect people to people who need other people. And it's amazing because the journeys, the interviews that I have done, the people that I have met, the advice that I have received, and the impact all of these people that have made in each other's lives has been amazing. But without further ado, Jambo sana, Zhaleh. Karibu. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I am originally half Iranian, half Dutch. I was just born in Iran and raised in Holland. On a young age, I decided to leave Holland and go by myself to the US, which I did. I'm a designer. I'm a graphic and interior designer and also do architecture. Now, I don't know really how I ended up in Africa. It was not part of my plan, but somehow God had other ways of expressing itself. So I landed here. So after basically studying in the US, different type of design, I decided after September 11th to go back to Holland because I already had a lot of work there and I was like, it's time, let me go home. After going back for 5 years, realizing that as a designer, you've been put in a box. Either you're a graphic designer or you're an interior designer or you're an architect. But me, I've never been like that. I like bigger challenges. And somehow I went to Tanzania through my ex-boyfriend that was doing research there. I met my the counselor, Dutch counselor, and he had several lodges and he asked me to design some things for him. First graphic things, then he asked me to go to the trade show in London, the travel fair. And then from there he asked me, can you go to Tanzania? I bought a hotel in Zanzibar. I want you to design and manage it. I said, well, I can manage it, but design it, but I'm not going to manage it by myself in Zanzibar. So after 4 days of nagging, I said, okay, I give you 1 month. So that's how I came to Africa. I went directly to the bush. So when I was there, being disconnected from the outside world made me realize that there's a reason. There's a reason why I'm there. What the reason was, I don't know. But I figured it out now. But sometimes you get into the situation, you've been thrown in the situation, and it's like, okay, I can run away from the situation, or I can learn from the situation and see what I'm going to do with it, which I did. One day I was sitting there by myself in the middle of nowhere in the sand, surrounded by the Rift Valley and Oldoño Lengai, nature and the sky. You know, the stars were so nice. And me, I do everything based on happiness. And I fight for it. I fight for my happiness. I've designed, as a designer, being here in a third world country, you need to think out of the box, completely out of the box. You have been thrown many challenges. There is nothing, I cannot go shopping. There's very few things I can go shopping. So as a designer, I need to recreate and develop things that they've never even met or never even known about. So I'm on this journey of recreating. And as a designer, it's very interesting because all your senses are triggered and all the challenges are in front of you every day. Now, 15 years later, I have learned so much. Tanzania is a tourist destination where Arusha is the beginning point of the safaris. So many of my clients are hospitality based. So either a safari company or hotel or lodge or any other elements of tourism. So I got to know the tourism industry from all different angles. Based on my work, I really know what clients are looking for and what lodge owners are looking for and how staff, what they need. Based on my experience and what other safari companies are doing, I decided to do something a little bit different, a little bit more hands-on, because what I want is for every client that comes here to capture a little bit of what I have experienced. The crucial moments that you stand still and you go like, okay, what am I doing in my life? You know, this is not okay. And how can I reinvent it to make it okay? And how do I get the courage of doing it? And it comes from the most simplest things, which a lot of times you can't find because of the hustle and bustle where you're in, your everyday life, the people that you're meeting, the routines that you're in all the time. And work pressure, can't see it. Somehow being here and being in the wilderness, you strip all that bullshit away. And you can actually be honest with yourself, truly honest, and tell yourself, okay, this is really what's not working for me. And how am I going to reinvent it or solve it? Or I'm hoping that people have some sort of aha moment at some point. Now, I have 2 kids. I have a boy and a girl, David and Emily. They're almost 11 and 12, and they were born here. And we call them cappuccino babies because they're half black, half white. And I want other kids to have an experience that they can take home and nurture for the rest of their life through their education, is to come with their parents. Basically, I'm trying to create memories for people. That's where my passion is. 2 things, is the families and for designers to come here. And of course, everybody else is welcome. And I will treat them with all my respect and give them the most excellent experience.
Okay, so let's talk about your safaris, because that's something everybody else wants to do in this world, right? They want to come to a safari, yes. They want to enjoy the animals, the big 5, and you know, this is amazing. So how do we, do you plan the whole thing out for them, or right from the beginning? So what is the information do they need? How many days they have, how much money they have, where do they start? Just yes. When they're planning.
Yeah. There's many questions, and Africa has been on many people's bucket list. And there's a lot of people think Africa is a scary place because they don't know, they think the wild animals are on the street, which is not true. They are, but not in town. Basically, there's a couple of factors. It depends on what's the family dynamic, who is coming, how old they are, how many people. Okay. That's one thing. Second of all, how long do they like to come? And then what kind of safari do they want? You know, you have photographers that come, they have a specific photography safari. You have families, they don't know, they just want to experience everything. But what I would like them to experience is the full picture. Not only sit in a safari car and let all the animals pass by like you're in a TV, like on TV. I want people to get out. I want them to see. I want them to feel. I want them to talk. I want them to experience, like all your senses. Like I like to take them to the last Bushman that we have. It's called the Hadzabe. It's the Hadzabe and Datoga tribe. These are the last Bushmen. We have like I think 152 tribes here in Tanzania, and they're all very fascinating, but not all of them are still living in the bush and authentic. They are, in an authentic way. Now, it's really interesting for the kids and for the adults. They see hands-on, they can go hunting with them and experience things that way. And Tanzania is very blessed. Tanzania has many, many beautiful things. And I would like people to get out of the car, to go on a short or long walking safari with an armed ranger. They can see also the small animals. It's not all about the big five. There's also many, many fascinating small animals. And also there's a lot of bush medicine. So when you go on these walking safaris, you learn about all the natural medicine that Mother Nature has to offer. And go on safari, there is different ways. Most of them, they go on just normal daytime safari. Yeah, they go on the game drives during the day. But you can also go very, very early in the morning. So you can actually see the hunt of an animal. So you can also go in the afternoon, or in certain occasions, in certain areas of the park, you can go on a night game drive. The night game drive, you go with an armed ranger. That's a different experience. So I like to give the clients the opportunity to experience the different times of going on safari and how Mother Nature is behaving. Then you have the aspect of accommodation. There's many different types of accommodation. You see, all these things are a factor of the actual cost of going on safari. So there is budget, there's mid, and there's high range, high end. But more importantly, I think I like to give my clients the experience of different type of accommodations, like a tented camp. Now, people think tented camp is like a camping, normal camping. No, it's a luxury tented camp. And just because they don't know what it is, I would like them to experience that. So if their budget allows, we can combine it. Some of them are mid-range accommodations. Some of them maybe in between, there's a little bit higher end. Because, like for instance, the Serengeti is very big. The migration moves around. That's why migration goes from Ngorongoro. And in February, you can experience the migration in a very interesting way because that's the calving time. You can see them come all together and all the babies are born. Which is also very interesting because the predators are also there. Don't forget, it's a very interesting time. That's in February. And March is our rainy season.
You've given us a lot of points, right? And this is amazing. There's a connection problem, so we're losing some words here, but I know people, when they hear this, it's going to get the gist of it. How many people do you prefer going on a safari? Do you prefer like a group, like if I wanted to bring my group, what's the biggest group you can cater to or the smallest group you can cater to?
Now, everything is based on how many people fit in the safari car. Now, there is place for 7, but I never put 7 people in a safari car. I prefer to put only 4 to 5, maximum 6. It depends.
Why?
Because people want to be free in a safari car. We are opening the hood so people can stand on their chairs. They can look over the safari car and see, the planes and everything. The vehicle has a fridge in the back. So it's very comfortable. You can charge your phones, your cameras, your batteries. Now the guides are very, very trained, not only for the knowledge of the animals, it's more important for the safety of the clients. The clients have to be safe and the guide is in charge. It's in charge because the guide knows the do's and don'ts. He is there to protect you at all costs. To protect you. So they have to listen to the guide. There is some protocols when you're in the bush. You have to be quiet. You have to be quiet when you see the animals. You want to make sure that the animals stay, they're not distracted by you being there. You're an observer looking at their environment and the way they live. So we don't only have the wildlife. That's amazing. We have Mount Kilimanjaro and thousands of people, they climb Mount Kilimanjaro every year. It's a very interesting challenge and it's amazing to be on the roof of Africa, like we call it, all the way up there. You have Stone Town, it's a very historical city. It's the Spice Island. People can reach me if through Instagram or Facebook or and my WhatsApp number. They can communicate with me in many different ways. Even if they just want to ask a question, it's not about always coming on safari. Maybe it's something that's on their bucket list, and in a couple of years they like to do that. At least get the information, get the understanding what the costing is, because it is not cheap, definitely not, but it's a lifetime experience you will never ever forget. And like I said, I'm here to work with you in your budget, in the experiences that you want, the finer details. If you want to surprise your spouse, I will help you with surprise your spouse, no problem. Honeymoons, weddings. Yeah.
Even thank you so much for sharing that. So go ahead and give us your Facebook or your contact information in the post below. But here's the thing, folks. Here is a young lady who has experienced the world. She went from Iran to Amsterdam to US, and then back to Amsterdam to UK. And then she realized that, you know what, she's going to come here and experienced it, and then stayed in Africa, where she thinks she's one with nature. And her whole life has taken a different trajectory. So you never know what life throws at you could be the best thing ever. You should just be open to it. To you today is, open yourself to opportunities, because you never know what's going to happen. And stop being frustrated. Just open yourself, open your heart, look for opportunities. You never know who the person you're sitting next to in a meeting, in a conference, in a train. You never know what that person is. And that person can be the person that will change your whole life. And, I never knew Zhaleh. We met on Facebook, and she said something in Swahili, and there we go. We've become good friends. And as the niche navigator, I can just show you what you have. I can help you with the compass. I can help you figure out what you have. You never know what's going to happen. But anyways, this is a good interview where Zhaleh has shared a lot of things about going on a safari, but it's not about that, right? It's how she has shaped her life to create something in another country that she didn't even dream of being there. Thank you, Zhaleh. I appreciate it. All the way from Arusha, thank you so much. I am honored and humbled. For those of you who are watching, please go ahead and like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much. That's all, folks. Bye.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Munira's Musings with your host, Munira Zahabi. If you enjoyed our show, please share and subscribe to this channel. And for more content, please join our Facebook group